Oh, wait a minute. Let me put my, I don't want to lose my glasses. Okay, can I get, okay, can I get everybody's attention? It's already 7 o'clock, and let's start it so that we can get out of here by 8. Okay? So anyway, good evening, everyone. Tonight, I want to walk you through as to how to host a smooth and successful district governor's visitation. This is a special occasion, and our goal is to make sure that the governor's visit stays on focus while showing proper respect to our guests. When the governor visits, it's always a meaningful tradition. Oh, next slide. It's always a meaningful tradition, and it's more than a formality. It's a chance for the governor to connect with your members and to share district goals and recognize the amazing work that your club is doing. Having a clear plan and following protocol helps everything run smoothly. Next slide. Why does it matter? Well, it connects the district leadership with clubs and lets the members get to know the governor and the vice governors. It gives the governor a chance to recognize your club's service and accomplishments. It helps to share district and international goals, and it inspires teamwork and motivation, and also offers support and guidance if needed. Next slide. So what is the purpose? Well, the governor's visit brings the district leadership team directly to your club. It's an opportunity to meet face-to-face, exchange ideas, ask questions, and feel a part of the larger Lions family. The governor recognizes your club's achievements, whether it's a successful project, membership growth, or years of a dedicated service. It's a way to say, we see you and we appreciate all you do. The governor speaks on behalf of the district, MD4, and Lions International, offering updates on goals, programs, and priorities. It helps everyone to see how your club's efforts fit into the bigger picture of service. A governor's visit often re-energizes members. Hearing directly from leadership reminds us why we serve and can spark new ideas or projects for your club. Sometimes the visit also serves as a practical purpose, identifying where the district can assist, whether through membership growth, training, or project support. It's a two-way conversation. The governor learns what's happening at the club level and brings the insight back to the district. The visitation strengthens the bond between the district and the club. It's about celebrating service, sharing vision, and working together as Lions. Next slide. So, protocol. Why does it matter? When we talk about protocol, some people think it's just about formality. Who sits where or who speaks when. But in Lions, protocol is really about respect, organization, and unity. Protocol gives our meetings structure and helps everything flow smoothly. It ensures that every leader, from the zone chair to the governor, is properly recognized, not because of your title, but because of their service and responsibility to our organization. When we follow protocol, the meetings run more smoothly, with no confusion or awkward pauses. The governor's visit feels more organized and dignified. We model good leadership and professionalism for our members. Most importantly, protocol keeps the focus on what matters: fellowship, service, and shared purpose. When the formal parts are handled well, everyone can relax and enjoy the evening. The introduction order: president, zone chair, region chair, second VDG, first VDG, then the DG. It isn't always about rank. It reflects the chain of support in our organization. By the time the governor speaks, members have already met the leaders who help make the district work. It sends a clear message: every role matters. These small details make a big difference on how we represent our clubs, our district, and the spirit of Lionism. Next slide. So typically attending the visitations would be your governor, your vice district governors, your region chair, and possibly other cabinet members. Next slide. A visitation meeting follows the structure of a regular club meeting, just with the focus on the governor's program. Start with the usual elements, the call to order, pledge, invocation, and sometimes a song. Not every club sings, we all know that. So then the president gives a short welcome. Keep business brief so that the governor's visit remains the highlight of the evening. Next, you have your dinner and fellowship, followed by the program. The introductions, what's the matter? Should be slide number 7. Slide number 7. Yeah, right there. Oh, no, how the meeting runs. Next one. There. So next comes the dinner and fellowship, followed by the program. The introductions of the cabinet and the governor's remarks. Some clubs like to wrap it up with celebrations or birthdays before adjourning. Next slide. And this is a sample of what your agenda might look like. Next slide. So the speaking order would be as follows. The club president introduces the zone chair introduces the region chair introduces the second vice district governor, the second vice district governor introduces the first vice district governor, and the first vice district governor introduces the governor, and the governor then gives her remarks and also introduces any other cabinet members that might be there. So this sequence follows our leadership flow from local to district level. And just so you know, I do always send the club president and secretary the zone chair's bio so that you can introduce them properly and a list of the attending cabinet officers ahead of time. Next slide. Seating arrangements, that's always a question. At the head table, the district governor and club president are the central figures. I send each club their seating chart once the visitation is confirmed. You can also refer to the district directory on pages 136 and 137, although it doesn't include the round table arrangements. If your club is meeting in a restaurant, especially one with round tables, like for instance, a Chinese restaurant, it's best to reserve a private room or a quieter area. This helps everyone hear the speakers clearly and keeps the focus on fellowship and connection. And remember, there's no need to plan an elaborate or expensive dinner. We simply ask that the cost for all the cabinets stay under $40 a person. The governor enjoys meeting you and sharing a meal with the members, but the priority is spending the quality time. It's not all about the food. Next slide. Oh, back. Yeah. No. Oops. Slide 11. Next one. Oh, wait.
The round ones, not the round ones, but the straight across.
Okay. Got it? Okay, so tips for a successful visitation. Start on time, just like we did tonight. 2 minutes late, but that's okay. Have the club president or a greeter welcome the governor and the cabinet when they arrive and show them their seats. Display your club banner. Prepare your introductions in advance, which means your bio for the zone chair. Keep your business short and focused. And take photos after the meeting for your records and your Facebook page. These small touches show pride in your club and makes the governor feel truly welcome. So there's a couple of questions that have come up during the years that I've been doing this. First of all, can I invite other clubs to our visitations? It might sound nice to include others, but the governor's visitation is designed to focus on your club. This allows the governor and cabinet to connect personally with your members, celebrate accomplishments, and discuss any needs or challenges privately. Some clubs may have questions or internal topics that they want to discuss openly, and that's harder to do when you have other guests there. Keeping it to your club helps maintain that comfort and trust. The other question I get is seating. We often hear the phrase, your club, your way, and that's true for many club events, but the governor's visitation is a district event hosted by your club, so it follows Lions International Protocol. The seating and introduction order reflects our organization's traditions. They're not about hierarchy, but about respect and consistency across the district. You can certainly recognize and honor past district governors or special guests during the program, but the official head table should remain per protocol. Each visitation is a special occasion for your club to shine, connect with leadership, and celebrate your service. By following the format and protocol, we show unity, professionalism, and the pride that defines us as Lions. And thank you. That's the end of my presentation. Do we want to have any Q&A, or do we want to wait until after Lydia's presentation? Calvin?
Yeah. Okay, our club, you know that we have our spring festival.
Yes.
We bring other clubs in,
Mm-hmm.
and we do have usually the DG come and present something.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that, you used to want to do that way, or just keep it a separate meeting itself?
We have done that before, but what we did was we changed the schedule around so the governor does their presentation before the start of your festival.
Okay.
But this time around, since we're not doing that, we're going to have a separate visitation
Okay.
that we talked about earlier. Okay, Sherman?
What about if the cabinet officer, like treasurer, secretary, who will be introducing them?
The governor would. Okay, any more questions? If not,
Well, you have
oh, yes.
The seating arrangement. You have a secretary of the club on there as opposed to the first vice president. And what is the?
Okay, well, the reason why the secretary sits next to the president is sometimes they talk to each other. You know how normally in a regular meeting, secretary is sitting next to the president, so they're going, what am I supposed to do next? Then you know, you can answer them without shouting across the table,
Okay.
and that's the reason. Okay.
Can we put that slide up again?
Sure. Emo can,
Basically,
11,
the
10.
secretary is here to assist the president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The seating chart.
Oh, maybe.
Keep going, go back, and where the circles are.
Yeah.
It's not moving.
I know. I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
use your
Arrow down.
There you go.
Thank you. I need to get up close to that one.
Actually, I could send this to everybody. Okay, so I'll get the list from Denise and I'll send just this picture, right? With the round table? Okay.
And who's introducing you? The one previous.
The one previous? What was the slide?
Club president, zone, the region, second vice.
Oh, well, that letter is in the email that I sent out to the club secretary and president. So when you were secretary and when you were president, you received that same letter. And it's also in the directory, except, yeah, it is in the directory, page 136 and 137. Yeah. Okay, any other questions? If there are, you can always email me. Everybody knows where to find me pretty much. I'm in a directory. Okay?
You never did tell us your name.
It was on the first page. I'm Yvonne Kantola. My email address is lineyvonnek@gmail.com. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Put Lydia's one up.
Very well done.
Thank you. You want the mic?
She's trying to give me a mic, but I really don't need it.
Okay.
I think you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Good evening. First, I want to thank you all for showing up for this training tonight. And this is the training that concerning protocol, and it's about installations. And one of the things you should know about installation, club officers installation ceremony, is the event of the year. Just like when we installed our new district governor, that was the event of the year. Same holds true for your club installation. It's a long time Lions Club tradition. That's not up there. You can hold off on that for a minute. It's a long time Lions Club tradition. It's usually the first meeting of the new fiscal year, and it's the purpose of it is you're celebrating. You're celebrating outgoing members, and sometime at those celebrations, the outgoing president may have gifts for the members as they leave their positions. It's time for recognition. You may have some outside people there, like if you had different other organizations that supported you throughout the year, that's an opportunity also to have them present if you want to acknowledge them at the installation. And then it's simply a club milestone of accomplishments and everything that you've done throughout the year. You have an opportunity to share that at the installation and to share your club goals. That's a lot of what the main purpose of a club installation is so that you can have a chance to get all that information out there. So just keep that in mind, that it is your club event of the year when you have your club installation. I will have some handouts for you pertaining to the Lions Club. The things that Emil is going to put up there on the screen for you, I have hard copies and I will give them to you as we complete this entire process. But before we start, let me tell you, I'm past District Governor Lydia Taylor-Bellinger with District 4C4, and today you are here to learn about Lions Club International Installation Protocol and also Lions Club International Induction Protocol. Oftentimes the two are confused. I was notorious for confusing the two, and my cabinet secretary would get me straight. So I'm going to make sure that you don't do what I have done in the past. Okay, the the Lions Club installation is a formal ceremony that transfers leadership from the outgoing board to the incoming board. The immediate past club president typically can officiate the ceremony, but in District 4C4, we have always asked a past district governor to come in and do the installation, or some other club district officer to come in and do it. So that's what normally in District 4C4 that we do. We get a past district governor to come in as the installing officer. The ceremony typically includes the installation of all the officers, starting with the lowest position, which is the lion tamer, go all the way up to the president, and administering the oath to each one of them, and the symbolic passing of the gavel and the bell, and the presentation of the presidents exchanging their president's pens. And during the time that we do this installation, there is no stealing of the bell or the gavel, because this is a very formal event, and that is not done. Okay, and then the induction protocol it's a formal ceremony also, and that's where you bring new members into the organization. And these new members, they come to the meeting and they will be given the pledge, and then they are presented with the pen and the new membership kits, and their sponsoring uh, lion is also there and also receives a sponsoring lion pen as well. And this is where they become new members of the organization. So the difference between installation, you are installing the officers into new positions. Induction, you're bringing in new people that were not lions into the lion family. Okay, so that's the difference between the two, installation and induction ceremonies. Okay, let me see what else I got here to share with you. Installation of the club officers. There should be pre-ceremony preparations. And this starts with the club secretary should provide a list of the new officers and what positions they are going to hold. And they should have also vetted each one of them and make sure they met the qualifications for that position and that they were duly elected in that position. The installing officer is usually, as I have said before, a past district governor that the club president have invited to do the installation. Or it could be, what a lot of people don't realize is that your installing officer can also be the president of the club. It can be a region zone. It could be a zone chair. They too can install people into the club. It's just that what you're doing. If it's a formal one, you want a past district governor doing it. If it's informal and it's just at one of your regular meetings, you can have a region chair also install the incoming officers in their position. And seating, as far as seating is concerned, you can have a seating chart if you elect to have a seating chart, a head table, and if you do, then you have to introduce the head table when you're doing the installation. A lot of time when they're having installations, if it's a dinner environment, it may be round tables. So at each round table, people will be seated. Ideally, the people that's going to be installed into the positions, you want to keep them near the front of the room so that when they get installed, they're not running across the room trying to get to the platform to be installed. Okay, the ceremony order. The instilling officer, he acts also as the MC or the mistress of ceremony, because the installing officer would be the one that would be calling the members up to be installed. And sometimes you will have a mistress of ceremony that's not the installing officer, so they may introduce them, and that might be the outgoing president that's acting as the mistress of ceremony at the time. And then once it starts, you can have an invocation or the national anthem may be sung. The installing officer introduces the incoming officers and asks them to come forward. And they have them come forward one at a time, like the line tamer will come up and he will say what their duties are and ask them, are you willing to perform these duties? And they say, I will. And there's a complete uh, program or format for that. The line tamer, the tail twister, and moves all the way up into third, second, first, and then president, all the way up the ladder. And all of these installing positions get installed. And at that time, the president that's coming into office may elect to give a speech. The outgoing president will also usually give a brief speech as to what they did while they were in office. And the new president is formally presented to the club members. And at the end of the day, the installing officer congratulates all of the officers as they take their seats after the installation. A sample installation ceremony program. To move that up. A standard installation ceremony includes the following: a call to order. The meeting is formally called to order. That could be done by the president, or whoever is acting as a mistress of ceremony at the time. Then there's the opening ceremonies. This often includes a song, salute to the flag, and an invocation. And then if there's dinner going to be served, this is the time when the dinner meal is being served. And then introductions. You will introduce the the guest that's there and the installing officer. Any dignitaries that may be there should be introduced at the installation. And you start with the table and other VIP guests as introduced. And the protocol for that is, I will tell you that I have that in here as well, what the protocol is for introducing the guests. And during I suggest that you do this while the meal is being served, is when outgoing reports, if they want to give some outgoing reports, that would be a time to do that. Or if you want to talk about some of the things that you've done for the year and review it with the people, you can do that at that time. And installation of the new officers is the center part of the ceremony, with officers called to the podium to accept their positions. The installing officer and chief guest provides an address. That's the person that's coming in as president and the one that's going out. Usually those are the only two that will be given a message at that time. The outgoing president is thanking everybody for all their support and everything throughout the year. And the incoming president is talking about what their goals are for the coming year. Okay. And then the new president is the one that adjourns the installation. The key aspects of the ceremony: the installing officer. This individual conducts the ceremony. They may need an assistant, such as a club secretary, to manage the documents and the seating chart. And that's why usually you have a secretary there, because the secretary can give the documents and everything to you. Same as what Yvonne was teaching you in the protocol thing. That's why you have a secretary there to assist. The art of installation: each officer, from the president to the tail twister, the line tamer, is individually called to be installed. They are asked to commit to their duties, and the installing officer formally presents them to the club. The symbolic passing of leadership during the installation is a gavel is symbolically passed on from the outgoing president to the incoming president. And the president may also receive his official pen there. He outgoing president and the incoming president, they exchange Lion's pen. Setting up the stage for a formal event, incoming officers are seated on a raised podium facing the club members. That is, if you are using a raised podium, this is a procedure you would follow. A seating chart ensures an orderly progression, meaning you know which order they are going to be introduced or be sworn in. Okay. Honoring the new officers after new officers are installed. The club members formally pledge their support for the new incoming cabinet. So once they are installed, the proper protocol for introductions. Now, there are several protocols for introductions. You have club level, and you also have the district level protocol for introductions. When introducing guests at an event, you should acknowledge them in the proper order based on their rank. The club level: when a district governor is presented, the club president should be introduced first, unless the president is the one doing the introductions. Okay. And then once that has been done on the club level, then you can introduce the other officers. On the district level, we introduce the district governor is introduced before any other officer. Now, I know all of this is somewhat different from what we have done in the past, but all this information came straight out of the Lions Club protocol booklet. We normally, what we do for on the district level is we introduce all the officers, starting with zones, past district governors, everybody that's in attendance. And then when we're introducing the main cabinet of people, we usually introduce the district governor last and have everybody stand to receive them. And that's one of the reasons why we went to introducing them last, because you're having everybody stand to receive them. But if you take a look at the official booklet, it is somewhat different. And it doesn't say that you can't vary from what's in the book and what you actually practice and do. The key is to make sure they do get acknowledged, okay? Because I see these, my colleagues back there with their confused looks on their faces, and I knew that was going to be a topic that we had to talk about. But I did research all of this information before I put my information together. Yes, Denise?
Most of this stuff, when you look it up on LCI and you find it somewhere in there, it will say local customs prevail.
Right, right. So that's why I'm saying what you do is okay as long as you get it done. And as preparation and a logistics before the ceremony. These are things that you need to be doing before the ceremony. Set the date and the time and the venue. You have to have all that in place first before you even consider doing the installation. You need to be doing that. Invite the installing officer and the chief guest or other guests. And then this way, by inviting people, you know who's coming. You know how many people you're going to have there, or you're going to have a turnout, okay? prepare a detailed agenda and send out invitations. Okay. This is also for us in our district. This is another way to raise some funds. Installations technically is not set up for fundraising in terms of selling raffle tickets and things like that. We don't do that at installation, but we can do our program booklets where we sell ads. We do the cost for coming to the installation, and sometimes it's built in a little extra money that can come in from that. But when you have an installation, because it is a formal event, you should not be selling raffle tickets. I mean, and very seldom do you see people doing that, but that is not something that is normally done at installations. And then you should also prepare a detailed agenda and send out the invitation. You should also make sure you have a photographer on hand and have a printed program. People like to have something in their hands so they can see what's going on at the installation as to what is happening. And the purpose of taking the pictures, that is your part of your history for your organization. You want to be able to document those things and keep them in your records. And during the ceremony, you should have your club banner should be up, the flag should be there, the gong and the gavel should be there, because remember, the gong and gavel is going to be exchanged between the two presidents, outgoing president and the incoming president. And receive any property and make sure your guests are properly seated when they come in. So if you have special guests coming like dignitaries, you need to make sure you have assigned seating for them so they don't just show up and be wondering around where are they going to sit. After the ceremony, you want to send thank you messages to the people that was involved, and you definitely want to submit your reports and settle all your bills. The district do not want to get a note from some restaurant, a club, because San Francisco Merced Heights Lions Club did not pay their bills. I use my own club because I don't want nobody to be offended. Okay. Did not pay their bills at the end of the day. And if you do that and you have something at a restaurant, you don't pay your bills, it will come back on the district. So it's important that you follow through and do that. Are there any other questions concerning installation before I talk a little bit about induction ceremony? I do have these handouts and I will give them to you.
We're having our party and inductions at the same time. So it's not really considered a governor's visit, so we can bypass part of the protocol as a club level.
So you're having, now tell me, are you having an installation and you're having a party?
Yes.
Is that what, well,
Yes.
usually installations are semi-parties, okay. So what are you trying to do? A bypass? I don't understand what you
Okay.
still need to introduce people.
Yeah, okay.
You still need to recognize them.
Okay. PDG is gonna present the dignitaries and do the old order, not this new one, the old order.
Whatever order you elect to do, as Denise
'Cause
pointed out,
okay.
you know, what the official Lions Club International say and how we do it is based on your clubs.
Okay.
And what works for your club, then you use that. Just make sure that they do get introduced.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the near future, we should announce DG first, and then work the way down to the other.
No.
the
You
other
can
way
do it
around.
either
No.
way.
The other way around.
The other way
If we
around.
do, okay, IDG, okay, and then say Ken, PCCs, and then work the way past district, all the way down to zone, or to district.
I would reverse it. You introduce, what we do now, we introduce our zone chairs and then our region chairs, and then we go on up to secretary, treasurer,
Okay.
vice district governors, and then district governors. And if you have international people there, then they're popping there in that area also.
But since it's locally, we can go down, from top to down.
You may start with the district governor and go down, introduce him first. And some clubs have done that. I've been to some installations where they did introduce the district governor first. I've been to some where they introduced the district governor last. So, yes, Denise.
Calvin, the order of precedence that the district follows is on the bottom of the thread.
Okay,
So that's got it so that it kind of does it the way we do it.
okay,
Which is
We start with the
zone,
share,
region,
okay,
going,
okay.
the one that I
Do-
just explained to you. We
Yeah.
start that way and go up.
But he had called me the other day and asked a question that I told him he should ask tonight. They want to do all of their officers at one time in the interest of time at the event, as opposed to doing 12 individual.
You know, instead of half an hour, doing 10.
The problem with that is they all are holding different positions, and the responsibilities for those positions is different. The duties that a line tamer does is different from what a tail twister does, and what a secretary does, and what a treasurer does. So if you're trying to install all of them at one time, you're going to have a problem because they're not all their responsibilities are different. And the installing officer will usually cite what their responsibilities are and ask them, are you willing to do this? And they say, I do, or I will. That's the problem with trying to install 12 people at one time, all holding different positions.
Well, the only new one's the treasurer and president. Everything else is same people. So should we just do the top
I
three?
still think you need to be installing them according to their positions that they're holding and what their responsibilities are. And because somebody held that position last year, that don't mean that they necessarily still remember what their duties were or that they're even doing what their duties were.
I'll bring it to our program director.
Okay,
I have one question.
sure.
What constitutes a submitted report after the ceremony? Okay.
Everything that went on at the thing was just like a little brief. We installed all of the officers and completed the full ceremony, and that
And
would
it's
be
submitted where?
submit the report to the secretary for your records
Oh,
to go in your
okay.
history. Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any other questions before I talk a little bit about induction of new members? For induction of new members, the club should have a list of the new members to be inducted, okay? So when it's presented to the past district governor or whoever you have elected to induct them into office, they know who they're inducting, okay? And the ceremony order is each new member and their sponsor are invited and asked to come forward. And the new members should have a sponsor. A sponsor is the person that told them about Lions organization, told them about their club, and asked them to become a member. So they become their sponsor. So both should be there when you're inducting a new member. Ideally, you want them to be there. The installing officer welcomes the new members. The installing officer administers the Lions Club pledge to the new members. We all have had that pledge read to us, and the district governors will usually say, are you willing to be a member? Have you accepted? Are you going to pay your dues? They got one now. They include that because we've had so many cases where people didn't realize that they needed to pay dues. So they've started including that as part of their dialect when they're doing the installation. And then the new members at that time will receive the Lions pin, and they will talk to them about where it should be worn on the left side of your lapel, and that they should have it on. And it's a good selling point when you want to try and bring new members in if they see the pin and they ask you about it, okay? And then the sponsor will also receive a pin that says sponsor. And after you sponsor so many people, you get additional pins and recognition from Lions Club International. And the new members may receive the new members kit. And from that kit, there's all kinds of information in there about the Lions Club. There's usually a sticker that you can put on your car or in your window, but the kit comes with all of those things in it. And And the last time I saw one of the kids, it even had an ink pen in there for you. And so it has various things inside the kit. And then after that has been done, then the club may all cheer for that person or offer up 3 roars to welcome the new member. Okay. Are there any questions? This is the induction ceremony, and this is somebody that was not a lion, and now we're bringing them into the fold of the family of lions. And this is the procedure that you follow when you're doing that. Are there any questions about that?
Just a comment.
Yes.
I could never get induction and installation straight.
Well, I was notorious for that too, Mario. And Denise was my cabinet secretary when I was district governor, and she would always, yeah, you're doing an induction, not an installation. So that's why I made the point of saying I was going to make sure that you all knew the difference, because I would always do the same thing, Mario. And this handout here, the first page tells you what's installation and what's induction. You can pass these down on that side. Okay, yes, Denise.
One of the questions that I get asked a lot is, do we induct associate members? And the answer is no.
No, we don't induct associate. They're already a member, so why are you inducting
No,
them?
but you'd be surprised how many times that comes up.
Yeah, they're already a member.
Our
Yeah,
club,
but you just don't give them a pin. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there any other, thank you, Emma, for your help, even though I was flying through there, I guess.
Nope, that's it.
Okay, are there any other questions? And like I said, basically the things that was on the slide is what I just gave you. Okay. And the first page, Mario, is talking about installation protocol, and then right under induction protocol. And purposely, because like I said, I was notorious for mixing them up too. Okay. But the key is induct. Bringing somebody new in, install, giving them an office position. Okay. Are there any other questions? Thank you.
Yvonne.
I'm finished, Yvonne.